Unit 7, Housing, page 26. 2. Let's listen. People are talking about housing. What kind of house or apartment does each person need? Listen and circle the correct answer. 1.
Well, I'm single and I spend a lot of time traveling, so I'm not home very much. So there's really no point in my spending money on a large place with lots of rooms.
2.
We've got 3 small children, and they like to play outside, so I don't think it makes sense for us to live in a high-rise building.
3.
I work right in the city, and I don't have a car. I'd like a place close to my work, so that I don't have to spend a lot of time commuting.
4.
I run my own business, and I work from my home. I'm lucky because I don't have to go into town very often, so I'd like a place that's quiet and away from the city.
5.
I need a new place. I need a good-sized apartment because I have 2 teenage sons and they each need to have their own bedroom. We want to live downtown, too.
6.
Both my wife and I work for an airline, and we'd like something fairly close to work. We don't mind if it's small, because there's only the 2 of us. We don't even mind the noise of the planes. In fact, we kind of like it.
Page 27. 3. Let's listen. Task 1. People are talking about where they live. What do the people dislike about each place? Listen and circle the correct answer.
The apartment I rent is okay. It's near the stores, so it's convenient for shopping. The problem, though, is that the owner hasn't spent any money on the place in years. The furniture is falling apart, and the carpet in the living room is stained in places.
2.
My neighbors are fantastic. They're really friendly, and some of them have great parties, too. I'd like more space, though. There's hardly enough space for all my stuff. I guess I should throw some of it out, but I just can't.
3.
There are advantages and disadvantages of living out here in the suburbs. It's not really the most convenient place to live. It takes forever to get into town, especially during rush hours. And there aren't any good stores out here. On the other hand, it's nice and quiet on the weekends.
4.
I love my apartment. I wish I could afford to stay here. The location is perfect. It has a great view of the park, and I love being able to step outside and walk to cafes and shops. The only problem is the rent. It's just too high now, so I can't stay.
5.
My place is huge. It has room for all my stuff, and there's a big kitchen, too. Of course, it's really old, so it needs a coat of paint and some new furniture. The furniture is really ancient. I think the stove is about 100 years old.
6.
I recently moved into an apartment building for the first time. It takes a while to get used to having neighbors right next door. I feel like they're always listening to me, like they want to know everything I do. It's annoying, but the rent is much cheaper, and I like that.
Page 27. 3. Let's listen. Task 2. Listen again. What do the people like about each place? Write the correct letter. Page 28. 4. Let's listen. Task 1. People are talking about why they moved to a different place. Does the information in the chart describe their old place or their new place? Check the correct answer.
We used to have a nice apartment downtown. It had great views of the city. But then these new people moved in upstairs. They played loud music all the time, and the sound came straight through the ceiling and into our apartment. It was terrible, so we moved. Now we're living in a small house in the suburbs. It's wonderful. Our neighbors don't make any noise.
2.
My new apartment is on a high floor, and it's great. There's no noise at all. I only hear the birds in the park. Before that, I lived in a first-floor apartment. It had a little yard, which was nice.
but I heard people coming and going all the time, and it was close to the street, so I heard all the traffic, too.
3.
We didn't really want to move because we loved the apartment. We had a wonderful landlady, too. She didn't raise the rent for years, and if anything was broken, she would get it fixed really fast. But with the children getting older, we needed to be closer to a good school. So that's why we moved. Now we live in an apartment in the suburbs.
4.
I used to live in a nice apartment downtown, in a pretty interesting neighborhood. But the thing was, they wouldn't let you keep a pet. I really wanted to get a dog, so I moved to a place where you could keep pets. Now, I live in a building near the park. And there's 2 of us, me and my dog, Spot. We play in the park all the time.
5.
My new apartment has a huge kitchen and a great stove. I'm really happy about it. I love to cook and have parties, but the kitchen in my old place was so tiny, and the dining room was small too. The location was good, but I could never have people over for dinner, so I needed to find something different.
6.
I used to live in a house. I had a nice yard in the front and another yard in the back. The trouble was the maintenance. It was really expensive to take care of. So I moved. Now I live in an apartment with no yard. Even though I have much less space now, it's wonderful because it's a lot cheaper.
Page 28. 4. Let's listen. Task 2. Listen again. What kind of place do they live in now? Circle the correct answer. Unit 8. Apartment Problems. Page 30. 2. Let's listen. People are talking about problems with their apartments. What problems do they describe? Listen and circle the correct answer. 1.
My apartment's nice, but the walls are too thin. I can hear my neighbors all the time, even when they're asleep. One of them really snores.
2.
My neighbor is driving me crazy. I don't know what she's up to, but she's always banging or hammering something late at night.
3.
Would you believe that the garbage trucks pick up the trash at 5 a.m.? Last week I had to run outside in my pajamas and throw the garbage onto the truck as it was passing by. They should come a little later.
4.
I'm tired of having people ringing my doorbell at dinner time. It's gotten to the point where I don't even like answering the door anymore. It seems like someone's always trying to sell me something.
5.
I really need the landlord to look at my kitchen. It needs a new stove and a new refrigerator. The ones I've got are so old they don't even work anymore.
6.
My neighbor's really a sweet old man, but I can't stand his dog. It messes up my garden all the time.
Page 31. 3. Let's listen. Task 1. A person is talking about problems with an apartment. Listen and write the correct letter in the chart.
Well, to start with, look at the wall underneath the window. Water must have come in sometime and stained it. It really needs painting.
2.
And this carpet is awful. It's old and stained, and the color's horrible. We've got to ask the landlord for a new one.
3.
I think that switch is broken. The one for the lamp next to the sofa. Well, try it. It doesn't work.
4.
Look, this door is falling off. It's so loose. It really needs to be fixed.
5.
This sofa needs recovering, doesn't it? I mean, it's really worn thin. I wonder if we can get the landlord to recover it. There's nothing wrong with it apart from that.
6.
I think the TV needs fixing too. The reception is very bad, so I guess we'd have to put up a bigger antenna. Say, do we really want this apartment?
Page 31. 3. Let's listen. Task 2. Listen again. What is the problem with each item? Circle the correct answer. Page 32. 4. Let's listen. Task 1. People are complaining to their landlord. What problem does each person have? Listen and circle the correct answer.
I'm tired of the ads we get all the time in our mailboxes. Could you put a sign in the lobby that says no flyers? I'm tired of having all this junk mail stuffed into my mailbox.
Oh, I know. It's a real nuisance. That's a good idea. You know, I've been meaning to do that for a long time. I'll get one today.
2.
I'm afraid the living room really needs painting. It's been several years since we moved in, and the apartment looks really dirty. Do you think you could get it painted?
No, I don't have time right now. But you're welcome to paint it yourself if you want to.
3.
I'm having trouble with the neighbors' children. They play their music at all hours of the night. It's terrible. Can you tell them to stop?
Oh, they're really very nice kids. They've only done it a few times. I don't think it's worth getting upset about.
4.
I was wondering if I could get a new refrigerator in the kitchen. The one I've got is very old and just doesn't keep things cold.
Yes, it is pretty old. I'll get a new one for you next month.
5.
I think the faucet in the bathroom needs fixing. It leaks all the time. All it does is drip, drip, drip all night. It's driving me insane.
Okay, I'll get someone to come and have a look at it.
6.
The curtains in the living room are really worn out. Do you think you could get us some new ones?
Oh, those belong to the people who were there before you. The apartment doesn't come with curtains. I'm afraid you'll have to get your own.
Page 32. 4. Let's listen. Task 2. Listen again. Does the landlord agree to help the people? Check the correct answer. This is the end of CD 1. Expanding Tactics for Listening, 2nd edition, by Jack C. Richards. Published and copyright, Oxford University Press, 2004. CD 2. 9. Friendship. Page 34. 2. Let's listen. People are describing their friends. What qualities are they talking about? Listen and circle the correct answer. 1.
I really like Allison. She's such fun to be with. She always makes me laugh. Did she tell you the story about her first date? I don't think I've laughed so hard in my whole life.
2.
I went out with this guy a couple of times. Ted Roberts. Maybe you know him. He's okay, I guess, but the guy's got no future. I think he just wants to spend the rest of his life surfing.
3.
Tony Lee asked me out the other night, and I said no. You know, he is really embarrassing to be with. Last time I went out to a party with him, he nearly got into a fight with someone. Then later on, he ended up spilling his drink all over me.
4.
I've been out with Sandra Bronstein a few times. She's really an interesting person. I didn't realize her father is a pretty well-known artist, and her mother is a successful stockbroker. I'd like to meet her parents sometime, but I don't think she's too serious about me. She hasn't invited me to meet them yet.
5.
Do you know Rob, the guy in our Spanish class? Anyway, he's invited me out on a date. You know the one I mean. He's kind of thin, very tall, with long curly hair. Just my type.
6.
I was stuck with Martha at a dinner party the other day. No matter what I said, I couldn't get her to smile. I wonder what her problem is.
Page 35. 3. Let's listen. Task 1. People are giving invitations. Listen and number the pictures.
Hello?
Oh, hello, Lynn. This is Dave.
Oh, hi. How are you?
Fine, thanks. Say, are you doing anything on Saturday?
Not much.
Well, some friends of mine are having a barbecue. Do you want to come with me?
Oh, that sounds like fun. What can I bring?
2.
Hello?
Hey, Paula, it's Tina. I'm calling about next week. I wondered if you had anything planned for Wednesday?
No, not really. Why?
Well, there's going to be a talk at the bookstore by that guy who we read in class last semester. Remember? It's Dave Dobbs, that famous environmentalist.
Oh, yeah, sure. That sounds kind of interesting, and I don't really have anything planned.
Great. I'll meet you at the bookstore.
Okay, see you there.
3.
Hi, Rose. How are you?
Not bad. And you?
Okay. Listen, are you interested in going to an art exhibit on Sunday? A friend of mine is having an exhibition of her paintings. It's the opening night. Free drinks and food.
Well, actually, I don't have anything planned. It sounds kind of fun. Why not?
4.
Hi, Ron.
Oh, hello, Susie.
Do you have any plans for tonight? I was thinking of going out for a pizza.
Gee, I'd really love to, but I have to work late.
Too bad.
Yeah, really.
5.
Doing anything after class?
Nothing much.
Why don't we go downtown and take a look at that new music store?
Great idea. There are some new CDs I really want to get.
6.
Hey, George, are you interested in going to the car show? It's going on at the exhibition center.
Yeah, I like those kinds of shows. When is it?
It opens on Saturday morning.
How about we go in the afternoon? I want to sleep late.
That's fine with me.
Page 35. 3. Let's listen. Task 2. Listen again. Circle the correct information about each invitation. Page 36. 4. Let's listen. Task 1. People are giving invitations. What events are they talking about? Listen and circle the correct answer.
I'd really like to see this. Kids from all over the country are participating, and the things they're playing sound really difficult. There's one kid who's been playing the violin since he was 4 years old.
When is it?
Let's see. It's Saturday afternoon.
Gee, I'd really like to see it, but I was planning to watch soccer on TV that day.
2.
Hey, this sounds interesting. You get to see how all sorts of unusual foods are prepared, and you get to try different dishes, too. They have chefs from Japan and India, from China, from Mexico, and from Italy, too. What do you think?
Well, it does sound interesting, but I can't. I've just started a new diet, so I can't eat too much.
3.
Let's go and see this. I love these kinds of events. A lot of famous people will be there. All of the actors are coming to see it, and the director and producer, too.
Really?
Yes. We need to get to the theater early, though, to get a good view. Thousands of people always show up for these premieres.
Actually, I'd rather not go. I hate big crowds.
4.
This event down at the bookstore could be interesting. It'll be a chance to get a famous person's autograph.
Oh, yeah? Are you into autographs?
Sure, and the author will be signing copies for free.
Yeah, but she's not really one of my favorite writers. In fact, I think her books are pretty boring.
5.
Let's go and watch this tomorrow afternoon. It should be a good game. The home team just got 2 really good new players.
But haven't they lost a lot of games recently?
Well, yeah, but they're playing better now.
Thanks for asking me, but I'll stay at home. I heard it's going to be pretty cold tomorrow.
6.
Let's check out this exhibition at the gallery downtown. These artists sound pretty interesting.
What artists? Any big names?
No, not really.
Well, thanks anyway, but I'm only interested in famous artists.
Page 36. 4. Let's listen. Task 2. Listen again. What reason does each person give for refusing the invitation? Write the correct letter. Unit 10. Television. Page 38. 2. Let's listen. People are talking about TV. What kind of program did each person watch? Listen and circle the correct answer. 1.
Did you watch it today? I missed it. It was great, one of the best episodes ever. But now Ted has married Mary, and Mary's daughter is upset. So Ted's worried and Mary's miserable. I can't wait to see what happens tomorrow.
2.
Did you watch the program on Channel 2?
I started to, but I had to go out. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Who won the grand prize?
A 20-year-old university student. She won a new car.
3.
How was that program you watched the other night?
It was fascinating. I learned so much from it. It was all about Canada and all of the amazing animals that live up there. Now I really want to go there.
4.
So what's been happening?
Well, there was another big earthquake in India yesterday.
Really? That's terrible.
And there were some major floods up north. Lots of people have had to move out of their homes.
5.
Did you watch the game?
Yeah, it was pretty exciting. Too bad it rained.
Yeah, the players must have gotten soaked.
I know, and just imagine the spectators.
6.
Did you enjoy that program after the news?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting. The photography was great. I often wonder how they can take photographs of birds flying like that. You get the impression you're up there flying with them.
Page 39. 3. Let's listen. Task 1. Announcers are talking about tonight's television programs. Listen and write the correct number in the TV program guide.
At 9 p.m. tonight, a panel of experts will discuss developments in information technology and how new inventions are going to change the way we watch TV. If you're a person who loves technology, this is the show for you.
2.
Tonight's documentary is about new treatments that have been developed for cancer. It will report on major breakthroughs in cancer research, including an exciting new way of dealing with some of the most common cancers. People over 40 will definitely find this program worth watching.
3.
There will be an interesting documentary at 10 p.m. here on Channel 13. It deals with modern architecture and discusses the influence of some of the major 20th century architects on cities around the world. People interested in architecture will find this show fascinating.
4.
Coming up on Channel 7 tonight is Sea Crazy, a very funny new sitcom about an ocean cruise where everything goes wrong. Tonight, the kitchen staff goes on strike, and the passengers have to cook their own meals, with hilarious results. People who are thinking of taking a cruise should stay tuned for this one.
5.
Tonight at 9 p.m., only on Channel 7, the final round of the game show, Question Time. 20 contestants will play for the big prize, $1 million. They'll answer questions about history, movies, sports, and even math. This is the perfect show for people who love facts and trivia.
6.
Later tonight, it's America's #1 late-night talk show, The Night Show. Tonight's guests are movie star Stephanie Sanchez and the rapper B Cash B. People who love movies and music shouldn't miss it.
Page 39. 3. Let's listen. Task 2. Listen again. Who will probably want to watch these programs? Write the correct letter. Page 40. 4. Let's listen. Task 1. People are giving their opinions about TV programs. Do they agree? Listen and check the correct answer.
Oh, they're showing that cooking program I like on Channel 5 tonight. I really loved the woman on that program.
Yeah, she's that British chef, right? I really like her too. I tried some of her recipes the other day. They're really good, and none of them are that difficult to make.
2.
Do you like magic shows? There's going to be a great one on TV tonight.
Well, honestly, I think those shows are really frustrating. I hate trying to figure out how magicians do their tricks.
That's too bad. So, I guess you don't want to watch that program with me.
No, definitely not.
3.
Are you going to watch the big tennis tournament on TV Saturday afternoon? It looks like it's going to be a good match.
I know, but I don't really enjoy tennis on TV. I'd rather play tennis than watch it.
4.
I see there's an interesting documentary about Australian wildlife on TV tomorrow. Let's watch it.
Okay. I love nature shows. I think the photography is amazing. I mean, they can follow a tiny insect all around, even when it's underground.
5.
Hey, that travel show is on tonight. You know the one. They follow this guy on his vacation, and he's always camping in dirty, cheap places. It's very interesting.
Actually, that doesn't sound very interesting to me. I'd rather watch a show about staying at an expensive hotel.
6.
Oh, that antiques show is on tonight.
I love that show. People bring in their antique furniture and stuff. Sometimes that old junk turns out to be worth thousands of dollars. It's really amazing.
Actually, I think it's boring. I'd rather watch something exciting like an action movie or sports.
Page 40. 4. Let's listen. Task 2. Listen again. Are these statements true or false? Check the correct answer. Unit 11. Cities. Page 42. 2. Let's listen. People are talking about different cities. What do they like about each city? Listen and circle the correct answer. 1.
I think Rio de Janeiro is one of the most interesting cities in South America. The nightlife is great. They have great musicians, so there is always good music in the cafes. Crime is a problem, though, so you have to be careful.
2.
Sydney is one of my favorite cities in Australia. There are some great buildings there, like the famous Opera House. The only problem is the weather. Spring and fall are okay, but the summer is too hot for me.
3.
Montreal is a nice city to visit, but don't go in the winter. It's much too cold. The rest of the year is great. There are plenty of clubs, restaurants, and other places to go at night.
4.
One of my favorite cities in Asia is Hong Kong. It used to be a British colony, so it has a fascinating mixture of Chinese and Western culture. On the downside, the pollution has gotten pretty bad. Sometimes the air is really dirty.
5.
When I went to Hawaii, I spent the first few days in Honolulu. Everything was really expensive there, especially in the restaurants. $4 for a soda. But the beaches were wonderful, especially Waikiki Beach. The water was so clean.
6.
In Los Angeles, you have to drive everywhere, and sometimes the traffic is terrible. But that's the only bad part. There are a lot of fun things to see, like Hollywood, Disneyland, and the movie studios.
Page 43. 3. Let's listen. Task 1. Dave is asking his friend about Quebec province in Canada. Are these statements about Quebec City or Montreal? Listen and check the correct answer.
I'm going to visit Quebec next summer. I have to go to a friend's wedding, but I also want to stay a while longer and do some sightseeing.
That's great, Dave. But do you mean the province of Quebec or Quebec City?
I guess I mean the province. The wedding is in Montreal, so I'm going there first. I'll be there for about 4 days. Montreal is the capital of the province, right?
Well, a lot of people think so because it's the biggest city, but it's not actually the capital. Quebec City is the capital. But Montreal is great. The St. Lawrence River runs right through the middle of the city. It's beautiful in the winter.
Wow. And do you think I can get by in English? My French is okay, but not great. I know most people there speak French, but can I also use English?
Well, people speak both French and English there, but you'll hear French most of the time, and all of the street signs are in French. In fact, Montreal is the third largest French-speaking city in the world. So you'd better practice your French before you go.
Oh, that's good advice. Now what about Quebec City? I'm going to visit a friend from college who lives there now. What's it like?
It's a beautiful city, very old. A lot of old buildings have been nicely restored. Some of them were built in the 17th and 18th centuries. You'll love it there.
Great. I can't wait to go.
Page 43. 3. Let's listen. Task 2. Listen again and answer the questions. Circle the correct answer. Page 44. 4. Let's listen. Task 1. People are talking about good experiences they had in different cities. What happened to each person? Listen and circle the correct answer.
I went to Mexico City for the first time last summer, and I managed to use my Spanish every day. I mean, I still had to use my Spanish-English dictionary a lot, but I was really proud of myself. The only bad experience I had there was when someone stole my purse while I was having lunch in a restaurant. Next time, I'll watch my purse more carefully.
2.
You wouldn't believe what happened on my vacation to Thailand. I lost my wallet in a taxi. I thought I would never see it again. But that evening, the taxi driver came to my hotel and gave my wallet back to me. I was so relieved. The last day I was there, though, I got food poisoning from some fish. Next time, I won't order any seafood.
3.
While I was in Greece last summer, I met a really nice Greek family on the boat to the island of Corfu. They invited me to spend a few days with them at their beach house there. What a great house! Anyway, I also went down to Crete. I arrived without a hotel reservation, and every place I tried was full, so I had to sleep at the bus station for the first 2 nights. It was awful. Next time, I'll make reservations before I go.
4.
My trip to Hawaii this summer was great. The thing I liked the most was going snorkeling at a beach near Honolulu. The water is crystal clear and full of the most beautiful tropical fish I've ever seen. I'll never forget it. Unfortunately, though, I spent too much time in the sun and I got the worst sunburn of my life. I had to go to the doctor to get something for it. Next summer, I'll use suntan lotion every day.
5.
I really enjoyed my visit to London. I wish I could have stayed there for a month instead of just for a week. The thing I really enjoyed was the British theater. I went almost every night and saw some really famous actors. Unfortunately, I didn't realize how expensive London can be. I ran out of money after a week, so I had to come home. I'm bringing a lot more money for my next trip.
6.
I just came back from a vacation in Tokyo. I did just about everything. I even went to Tokyo Disneyland. In fact, I had such a good time there that I went back again the next day. One thing I didn't realize, however, was how cold Tokyo can be in the winter. I didn't take enough warm clothing with me, and I caught a terrible cold. If I ever go back there, I'm going to take a sweater.
Page 44. 4. Let's listen. Task 2. Listen again. Are these statements true or false? Check the correct answer. Unit 12, Urban Life, page 46. 2. Let's listen. People are describing the cities where they live. What topic are they talking about? Circle the correct answer. 1.
It used to take me about an hour to get in from the airport, but now it takes me more than 2 hours. There's so much traffic these days.
2.
There used to be some really good stores downtown, but lots of them moved out to the mall. Now downtown looks pretty deserted.
3.
The city council has done a great job in providing places for young people to go in their free time. There are lots of baseball fields and public parks in the city now.
4.
There are more jobs for young people than there used to be. You see lots of companies advertising to train young, inexperienced workers.
5.
I don't eat out much anymore because there aren't any interesting places near my apartment. They've all closed down. It's really too bad.
6.
They built the new highway over there a couple of years ago. We used to hear the cars and trucks all day and all night. But then they planted trees along the side of the road to form a sound barrier. Now it's nice and quiet. And pretty, too.
Page 47. 3. Let's listen. Task 1. People are talking about how their cities have changed. What is each city like now? Listen and check the correct picture.
There are hardly any trees downtown now. They cut down a lot of trees when they built new stores. It's not as green anymore.
2.
My school still looks the same as ever. It's hardly changed, except now there's no fence around it. I think it looks nicer without it.
3.
Remember that building with all the windows on King Street? They tore it down, and they're going to redevelop the site. It's probably for the best.
4.
We do all our shopping at the new outdoor market near our house. There used to be a supermarket there, but it wasn't very good. So some people got together and started the outdoor market. Everyone loves it. In fact, it's very crowded there on the weekends.
5.
There never used to be industry in my hometown. People used to enjoy the beautiful scenery. Now no one comes because of all the factories and traffic.
6.
The most popular place in town for kids used to be the disco. But that's gone now. Now most of the kids just hang out on the corner.
Page 47. 3. Let's listen. Task 2. Listen again. Are these statements true or false? Check the correct answer. Page 48. 4. Let's listen. Task 1. People are talking about the cities where they live. What do they like about living there? What do they dislike? Listen and check the correct answers.
I just love living here. The best thing is that I never have any trouble finding things to buy. There are some great bookstores around here, and I love just going there for an hour or so to see what's on sale.
Yeah, that's nice.
We do need some better restaurants, though. There are too many fast food places. They should open a place that serves really good seafood. I'd love that.
Me too.
2.
The only thing I don't like about my city is the mall. Everything is too expensive there. They should have a few cheap stores, too.
What about downtown? Is there anything to do there?
Oh, sure. There are at least a dozen great places to eat downtown. There's Chinese food, sushi, and even a Greek place.
Wow, that's great.
3.
I think the city council does a great job of keeping the streets clean. There isn't a lot of trash all over the place.
That is nice.
But we could use more green space. They should build a few more parks downtown.
That's a good idea.
4.
This city is so boring at night. Nothing ever happens. They should really open some clubs or discos.
You're right about that.
On the other hand, I love that there's almost no crime. You can walk anywhere, even at night, and feel completely safe.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
5.
The traffic in this city is pretty bad. Some of the streets are just too narrow. They should definitely build some big new highways.
What about the public transportation?
It's great, actually. The subway trains are clean and fast, and they run all the time. I just wish I lived near a station.
6.
You know what makes this town so good? It's such a healthy place to live. The air quality is good. I guess that's because there are no factories around here.
Yeah, you're probably right.
But, of course, no factories means no jobs. It could be very difficult to find work around here. They should bring more businesses here.
That's true.
Page 48. 4. Let's listen. Task 2. Listen again. What changes or improvements do the people suggest for each city? Write the correct letter.